right, hello everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad to see some students here. So last week was pretty miserable. Actually, I'm glad you guys didn't come because the drift was so bad. It blocked out the whole steps and stuff. We literally had to, like, almost a 3 feet drift. We had to walk in. So it was not great. So all right. So I want to just go through the roster here, just make sure who is here and stuff like that. Geneva,
Here.
Elliot,
Here.
Sophie,
Here.
Aiden. Oh yeah. Okay, I was like, okay. Yvonne,
Here.
Jack,
Here.
Sia,
Here.
Easton, Reed, Madeline, Kiera,
Here.
Krish,
Here.
Addie,
Here.
Dara, Shelby. Okay. Now, raise your hands or do a thumbs up if you're online if you don't have the materials. Okay. Next. We have completed week 1 and week 2. So raise your hands if you've done the homework. Both the homework. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, a lot of people. Good. Well, I'm happy to see that actually. Now, you just had recap today for the English. Last week you had me and Aubrey for math, right? So I'm gonna. First day was Lily with reading, right? So that's usually, I'm not too worried. It's just an introduction. So I want to ask you, how did it go with Aubrey last week first? Let's start with that one. Did everything go well? Was there any concerns? Yvonne, you have your hand raised? Okay. How about Rikav? How did Rikav do? Good. I have to tell you this. I've known Rikav from since second grade actually, and I've taught him since sixth grade. And I don't know if he told you guys this or not, but he actually ended up getting a perfect 36 in ACT, and he has been teaching ACT English, and he's a pre-med major at Creighton. We actually asked him to drive from Omaha to teach English because his students have done so well. Just last year, we at least had 10 students get a perfect 36 in English. So his strategies are really, really good in English. So I hope you guys ask questions. I hope it will, and he's a very good teacher as well, so he can explain things. So make sure you guys ask questions. It's not a, what I don't want you to do is come here at 3:45, go through the 2 hours, and then go home, forget everything for a week, and repeat this. That's where it defeats the purpose. And I really don't want, like for example, in the advanced level, we are talking really difficult material already starting last week itself. So things are going to crank up. Okay, I don't want you to stay behind. Okay. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is go ahead and get the math packets and your last week my notes, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes to read through straight lines what we did. 5 minutes. Go. Page 7 of the math packet and my notes.
Would you say that the math ACT is more geometry based or
Algebra 2.
algebra based? Algebra 2?
Yep.
Okay.
So I can make it simple for you. 40% is geometry, 60% is algebra.
Oh, okay.
There is a trig and stuff like that, but that's not going to change your score. Geometry and algebra 2 is going to change your score. Do you remember the stuff we did last week? So the most important was x-intercepts, okay? Now, open page 14 of the math packet. 14. Give you 5 minutes to read through page 14, please. It's polygons. All right. So, in the polygons, the focus they have in AST is convex regular polygons. Okay? They're very hardly focused on concave irregular polygons because they have to give a lot more information. So I repeat, the focus is on convex regular polygons. First, you have to name, you should know the name of the polygons. So how many sides are needed to make a polygon? What's the minimum? Come on, let's go. I need you to talk.
3.
3. That's called a
Triangle.
triangle. 4 is a
Square.
quadrilateral, right? Square is one of the quadrilaterals. So quadrilateral is one of them, like the big name. That's the 4-sided polygon is called a quadrilateral. 5. Pentagon, right? The Pentagon building in DC is Pentagon. 5-sided. 6.
Hexagon.
Hexagon. Again, you're supposed to know the names and the number of sides. 7.
Pentagon.
Pentagon is 5.
Oh, sorry.
7. Heptagon. Okay, 7 is heptagon. 8, octagon, so your stop sign. 9,
Nonagon.
nonagon. 10,
Decagon.
decagon. You're supposed to know till 12. Okay? What's 11? What's 12? People know 12, they don't know 11. 12 is dodecagon. What's 11? Undecagon. Okay? Undecagon. So again, the point here is if they ask you find the interior angle of a nonagon, and if you don't number of sides, you just can't do the problem, right? Doesn't matter how smart you are, right? It just can't be done. That's why you have to know the number of sides. And you saw in the handout there is 3 important formulas you have to know: the interior angle, the exterior angle, and is the number of diagonals in a polygon. These are the 3 things they focus on. Let's get started. First question: polygons. This is a heptagon, a convex regular heptagon. Find the interior angle. Find the interior angle and the exterior angle of a heptagon. Let's get started.
Hmm. 900.
But I want one interior angle, not all of them.
Oh, over. $128. We literally just did this in geometry like a week ago, so.
So again, the biggest problem here is not the mathematics, the mathematical part of it. It's easy, but people don't know the formula, right? If you don't know this, it doesn't matter. You can't do this. Tell me, what do you guys got? 100.
128.57.
So let's round it up to 6. Okay. That's the interior angle. Now, there are 2 ways to do the exterior angle, okay? One, for a convex regular polygon, you can do 180 minus 128.6. And you can directly get the answer, what's that, 51.4? Right? Or you can use the formula 360 degrees divided by number of sides, which is 7, 51.4. Whatever you prefer. Make sense? The reason here, these 2 have to add up to 180. Look at this. This have to add up to 180. So this is a supplementary angle, so a linear pair. So either you can do I and then do this to E, or you can, of course, know both the formulas separately. Yeah, you'll get 1 question on this in ACT, average, out of the 60. But if you don't know it, it's not much anybody can do about it. For the same heptagon, find the number of diagonals, please. Total number of diagonals in a heptagon. getting that. N times n minus 3 divided by 2. So it'll be 7 times 7 minus 3 divided by 2, 14. Right?
Right. I'm all like people. Oh, I did times 6 instead of times 7. I did 6 instead of 7. Sorry.
That's all right. Again, know the formula. Formula is important, okay? Anybody, any questions so far on this, what we have covered? Okay. This was, the next question was an ACT. I believe it was a question number 44. So let's remember this here. Question number 1, question number 2. This will be question number 3. And I'm gonna try to write the way they wrote in the test, so it's kind of replicates well. So the question, it was a regular octagon, and they asked you to find angle X. This is exactly how it was drawn in the test. Go. This is an application problem, so think. I don't want you to blindly start writing things. Think through a problem, and then mathematical part will be easy. Again, I'll remind you, we'll do a standard practice here. If you are here, if you have done the problem, just raise your hands and put it down. If you're online, do a thumbs up. Okay. All right. So I want you guys to answer what you got. Okay. Anybody can volunteer an answer. Yes.
225
Okay.
degrees. Same thing.
Okay. Anybody else has any other answers? Okay. Well, looks like that's correct. I'll tell you why it's correct. So if I take this line, and if I just extend this line, right, straight line like this, this is 180. Am I right? So this has to be more than 180. And look at what has the answer choice in the ACT. 45, 90, 135, 180, 225. You didn't have to do anything if you knew it's going to be more than 180.
So you could just do process of elimination.
Process of elimination. And that's how ACT is designed. If you're really good, you sometimes need a calculator like this. So this is 180. So I just need to find this angle, which happens to be your exterior angle. So X is nothing but 180 degrees plus exterior angle. 180 degrees plus, the formula is 360 degrees divided by number of sides, which is 225 degrees total. Good. If you know the formula, if you start applying to problems, things really become easy. And I want to teach you another method, by the way. This is what I would have done, by the way. This is what I would have done in the real test. But there's another method. So imagine I'm trying to find this entire angle here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to find this angle, the interior angle I. Because if I find I, this entire thing is 360. Am I right? I would take 360 minus the I would get the X. So the interior angle is 8 minus 2 times 180 divided by 8. Just do that and tell me how much it comes out to.
$135.
135. So if I is 135, this entire thing is 360. So X should be equal to 360 degrees minus 135 degrees to 25 degrees.
Would you say that was the best way of solving it? If you didn't have, if all the answers were similar?
Some people like this, some people like this. I would have done this. So, but you got to know both, right? It's better to know both. This is all you'll be asked on polygons in ACT. That's it. Any questions on polygons? Open page 6 of the math packet. We go to circles. I have a question. Did Aubrey did any questions on circles?
Yeah, she did, she did the first part of it, it's like,
Pi r square,
times-
2 pi r, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Okay. Did she do any problems?
Yes.
Yeah,
did.
she did how to find like radius and diameter and circumference.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna just add up to the next level of these questions. Okay. So you guys know the formulas. It's on page 6. Let's get started here. Okay. Question number first one. And circle is a big topic in ACT. Big topic. Okay. Let me first draw this. Don't till I complete it. Don't draw it. I just want to make sure it's correct. Okay. All right, let me explain this so that you understand. The radius of the circle is 5 inches, okay? Which is inscribed in a certain quadrilateral. You're supposed to find the area of this shaded region. Sounds good? Go. Find the area of the shaded region. right, let's do this again. If you have done, just raise your hands here. Okay, online, do the thumbs up. Okay. How many are confident your answer is correct? One. How many are confident? Okay. See, like 2, 3. Okay. What's your answer?
I got 5.36 or 5.37 if around.
Doesn't matter. In ACT, that's a good thing, right? They don't worry about decimals at all. Okay, let's see. All right. So this is the radius 5 inches, right? So listen up. Again, when I'm explaining, I want you to not worry about writing. Okay. So if this is 5 inches, that means this radius is 5. This is 5. So the whole diameter is 10, which is this distance. Same thing here. This will be 5. This will be 5. So this will also be 10 inches. So this is actually a square. So you've inscribed a circle in a square. So area of the square is 10 times 10, 10 squared, 100 inches squared. Circle is pi r squared, pi times 5 squared, which is 25 pi inches squared. Am I right? So I found the square, I found the circle. Now, to find the area of the shaded region, what I have to do is, I take the square, which is 100, take the circle out, which is 25 pi. If I take this out, I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. I only need 1 piece, divided by 4 pieces. So this is my answer, inches squared. You can stop here or do the decimal, whatever you want. You know what ACT has done in this problem? This was actually an ACT. You know what they did? Look at this, what they did. Between 25 and 100, 25 is a common factor. And this is how they ended up writing this answer actually.
Oh.
And this is exactly how it was written. So people got freaked out, oh, I didn't see like whatever the decimal answer is, right? So in ACT, they always try to reformat the answer. So don't panic, okay? So, get your calculators. Do this for me. 4 minus 3.14.
Mine's dead.
I got 0.85 or 0.86.
Okay, divide by 4.
3.21. Wait,
Oh, can be.
sorry, one second.
Then multiply by 25. What do you got? I'm trying to get the decimal of this.
5.375.
Okay, something like that. So 5.4 inches squared. Again, one thing you'll see from throughout the semester at New Horizon, we don't care about decimals. ACT will not have an answer like 5, 5.5, 5.6, no. They'll have 5, 10, 15, like very far apart. In high school, they are obsessed about these small things. We don't care about this here. We care about this. This is the answer actually. How many got this or 5.3-ish, 4-ish? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of people. Excellent. Go ahead and write on this. I would actually want you guys to start practicing this habit than to worry about this. This is easy. This is one more steps difficult.
So do you think most answers will be like that?
Mhm.
Most will? Okay.
Mhm. You guys good? Okay, next question. This should be good. This should be covered everything then. This should be good though. This covers everything I was hoping for. Okay, on circles. Circles we always keep coming back to it. Okay, keep coming back to it. Okay, circles is good. Polygons, straight lines, and Aubrey did the pages 1, 2, 3 on triangles, squares, and all those things, right? Okay. Now we pivot to open page 13 of the math packet. You can see we cover quite a bit of material every time we meet here, okay? So, all the way at the bottom on page 13 is GCF and LCM. Let's get started with GCF. So I'm gonna give you guys 2-3 minutes to read through that one. Something you guys have studied way back, so. All right, so try the first problem. Find the GCF and LCM of 4ab squared c and 6a cubed b raised to 5. Find the GCF and the LCM. Go. So when you do the greatest common factor, as the term says, greatest common factor. So always start with the numbers 4 and 6. What's common factor to both 4 and 6? 2, right? 2 times 2, 2 times 3. Is there anything else greater than that? No. 2 is the greatest common. So that's 2. And for the variables, you're looking at the lowest exponent. A cube, it's A. B squared, B raised to 5, B squared. C, no C, no C. So the greatest common factor is 2AB squared.
So the C cancels out.
Yeah,
So if it's like
C, because it's C raised to 0 here, right? So the lowest exponent is
Oh, okay.
Mhm. least common multiple. So again, start with the numbers. It's a least common multiple. So you start with the bigger of the two numbers, or if you have 3, go with the 6. Does 6 divide with 4? No. The common next multiple, least common, is 12 of this. 6, 12, so forth. 12 goes with 4. So it's 12, least common multiple. And for the variables, you're looking at the highest exponent. A cubed, B raised to 5, C. Make sense? Any questions? Second.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said that it was like b to the 5th. Would it have to be a multiple of 2 and 5, or is it different for
It's a different for variables. For variables, you focus on the number on the exponent, the number on the variable, the exponents. But for these, you look for the common factor. Does that make sense, Elliot?
I think so.
Okay, again, I repeat. For the greatest common factor, for the variables, you're looking at the lowest exponents. And for the least common multiple, you're looking at the highest exponent. So you don't have to worry about at the time a common multiple or not. You're looking at just an exponent and decide. A cube, A cube. Okay?
Alright.
Second. Same thing for this one. 7 x squared y z cube. Another one is 5 xy squared z. Find the least common multiple and the greatest common factor. Okay, let's start with the greatest common factor. What's common between 5 and 7? Common factor. 1. Because 1 is always there, right? So you don't have to write it, but I'm just going to explicitly write it 1. And for variables, lowest exponents. X, Y, z. So it'll be xyz is the greatest common factor. Make sense? Least common multiple. So take 7, then 14, 21, 28, 35. 35, and you're looking at the highest exponents, x squared, y squared, z cubed. Make sense? You may get this in tier 2 level questions, tier 2, between 21 and 40. Again, typically it takes between 30 to 45 seconds to do this.
If you get a tier 2 wrong, was that like a fudge down, or would that be a fudge?
Depends on the question.
Okay.
It's not based on what tier it is, it's based on what type of question it is.
Okay.
And usually these questions I've seen are neutral. These are all neutral. Like if you make a mistake in slope of the line, for example, I know that you're gonna really get hurt. Guys good? Okay. Moving on. No, actually it's 50. Do you guys know the mean, median, mode, right?
Yeah.
Online students, do you guys do the thumbs up if you know this? Just want to make sure. Simple, right? Mean is the average, right? Mode is the one that repeats the most. Median is the middle value, right? You know that. But do you also guys know range?
Yes.
Range is the highest value minus the lowest value.
value.
Okay, that's the next one I want to be covered, but it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so let me repeat few things with you guys. What are the things that makes our students do well in ACT for the last 16 years? One is, of course, they attend the class. Second, they re-watch some of the videos when they're having difficulty. Missing these two are pretty bad. Okay. Third one is homework. I cannot stress the significance of homework. Homework can add a value of 2 points to your ACT score, composite, 2 points. So coming here, maybe 2 points. Homework, 2 points. That's 4 points increase. That's how we average it here. Average is 4. Now, if we take full practice test, then it's going to start adding 1 point. So our average in ACT for regular group has common increases are between 3 and 7 points. Imagine 23 and a 30. 23, you may not get any scholarship. 30, you may get $100,000 scholarships. So to get to that 5-point increase, the strategy is very simple. It's not complex at all. The mistake students do is this. When they're having a difficulty, they somehow try to read through it and be done with it. Like they want to, it's more of a formality, the facade. No, you should be obsessed till you get it right, you cannot move forward. That's where the shift happens. Sounds good? Don't give up, never give up that easily. And then homework, oh my God. I've had a student, I remember, she was a volleyball player from Dakota Valley, here in town here. Very good student. But I found out after 3 or 4 classes that she was doing the homework between the games. Like she was playing the game, playing the one game, and then between like half an hour, 1 hour, she had ACT books, that itself made me happy that she's gonna spend that. But I told her not to do that. You're in noise, right? She had headphones on and everything, but that's not still recommended. Homework has to be in a quiet place, your fullest attention to this. It's not how many minutes you sit. It's not how many pages you flip. It's how well you've understood what you've studied. And I can't stress enough, I'm a college president. All our students in college, we tell this. The basics doesn't change whether in high school, kindergarten, or college. You do your work on time and stay ahead of the curve, you'll be just fine. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Hi, I do have one last question.
Sure.
Fairly general question.